good. All right, what am I asking you? Okay, Casey, what does it mean to live consciously?
It's a good question. It's an interesting question. We get a lot of people that say, well, isn't it green or sustainable, or isn't that what you're doing? And my answer is yes and no. Ultimately, what we do, it's not up to us. Let's talk about the work that we do in terms of the Conscious Builder and building consciously. It's not about doing everything 100% green and making it sustainable, and at the end of the day, upcycling and recycling and all that, at the end of the day, we all have budgets. It's reality. If we all had an endless amount of money, we could do everything that would be perfect, and there wouldn't be any issues in the world, right? So what I see our role as the Conscious Builder is to help you become more aware. So if you look up the definition of what conscious is in the dictionary, it's the state of being aware, like raising that awareness. So I see us as being the educators in what we know how to do, which is build, and giving you the information as the homeowner to make a conscious decision. Because for the most part, you're coming to us as a builder, renovator, general contractor, because you need somebody to help you guide you through the process. Just like I hired our wedding planner, the general contractor for the wedding, basically, because we've never done the process and we don't plan on doing it again as a wedding, right? So the same sort of thing. You need somebody who can give you the information so that you can make conscious decisions. And there's always going to be maybe some decisions which maybe are better for somebody else, but they're not the best decision for you. And that's what we're here to work with you on as a Conscious Builder. So to live consciously is essentially the same thing. We're not going to be perfect. We're all human. We're going to make mistakes, and we want to do some things that, maybe it's not the best for the environment, but it's fun to do, whatever it may be, right? If you like boats and they don't make good electric boats yet, well, you're going to go enjoy your boat, but maybe you can offset some of that with something else. So living consciously, in my opinion, is just being aware of how your decisions are impacting the people around you, the environment around you, your subconscious, your own mood, for example. Maybe being aware of how one food makes you not feel so good or grumpy or whatever it may be. Because my wife and I have started making a lot of those conscious decisions around food, we started a while ago now, is we're a lot more sensitive to the food that we know we shouldn't be eating. So when we do eat it, like if I have a day, call it a cheat day or whatever you want to do, or you go to a party, or Christmas is coming up in this case, right? You're gonna have some of those foods. My wife is better than me, but I'm gonna have some of those foods that are going to maybe taste delicious, but I know that they're not gonna do me any good. And I'll actually notice my mood within hours in some cases. Is I'm more irritable, I'm tired, I don't have the energy that I have, and that will actually go into the next day. And I can tell now that, or when something like that happens, I can pretty well trace it back to why it's happening, right? So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about conscious. It's just being aware of how things are making you feel, why you're making certain decisions, how you're making other people feel, and affecting the environment around you as a whole. We're just here as a Conscious Builder to help with what we know in terms of building. If you check out our blog or anything like that, my wife is more into the conscious living, and she shares all of that on our blog as well. I will let her do a video on that. In terms of the building, that's what we believe conscious building is. It's not green necessarily. There are obviously aspects to it that are green or sustainable or anything like that, but it's just about making the conscious decision and making a decision that works best for you or whoever we're working with. You're still recording that.
I know.
Yeah. Actually, so I was met with JM, so he gave me that float session.
Which one?
I did the float session, the deprivation tank.
Well, how was it?
Pretty cool. But I want to do it a couple more times, just because they say it takes a few times. Because the first time you're not really sure what to expect, so it's hard to completely relax and all that.
But isn't that like La Nordique too, Kyla?
It's not the same thing because they don't have the same salt levels, and it's not a tank. So this is like you're basically in a. Actually, I have it downstairs, but it's a tank, and you close it, and it's like pitch black, and there's no lights and no noise. Literally, you're like listening to your breath and your heartbeat for an hour, and you're floating.
For an hour? That's
At
pretty
least an
good.
hour.
So where'd you do that?
There's a place on Carling. Float action here.
Was that for your birthday?
Jam, no, he just reached out. He was like loving all of the videos and stuff that we're doing. And he's
Oh,
like,
really?
I want to
Like shameless plug right there for him.
Yeah. Jam was awesome, and he just liked everything that we were doing, and he said he wanted to surround himself with more people that
Amazing.
were like inspiring. She's like, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
So I'll do it again.